I never really delay like this when it's time for Leaderboard Series, but for the first time, I find myself really sinking deep into enjoying the songs we were playing before. That's just to get you and I in the mood for this morning. My guest today is a special one. For the sake of people who are tuning in to Leaderboard Series for the first time, it is YFM's innovative radio programming content that was designed to provide inspiration for young people, you and I. I know when we say young people on YF, we mean the young and the young at heart, right? Yeah. Stats reveal that Ghana's population is young with about 61%, 30 and below. Now, the International Labour Organization, ILO's Youth and Future Work survey shows that about 1/3 of the youth in emerging countries, developing countries as well, view their future work life with fear and uncertainty. Why? Because there's not really much to learn from. Now, YFM is Ghana's #1 youth and urban radio station. We have year-on-year dominance when it comes to radio programming, according to the Geopoll. About 4 years ago, and I really smile whenever I think about the fact that it's been 4 years. 4 years. 4 years ago, we decided to sit down and create something special on the mid-morning radio show to bring all your favorite personalities. And so think about this. There are people you look up to. There are people you love. Creators of good things. There are people who are behind the scenes working for good things. People who have influenced the kind of things that we are living and enjoying now. And then for one time in the week, we get the opportunity to sit with them and ask all the questions. I say this because there's one thing knowing them from afar, there's one thing getting close to them. So we bring them on here for Leaderboard Series, spend time with them, good quality time, to ask all the right questions. And before we get ahead of this today, it's you and I doing an interview, and so if you have a question for my guest, kindly send it through WhatsApp 020-222-2073. Before we get into business, I'd like to say a big thank you to MTN Ghana, proud sponsor of the Leaderboard Series. A big one going out to Sonic Pro as well. MTN says they have an app now for Momo. In case you didn't know, now you know. MTN Momo has a brand new app specially designed to make your Momo experience easy, convenient and faster. Just download the Momo app on the Play Store, App Store, on your smartphone and look out for the blue and yellow icons. That's simple. Momo app allows you to view your statement, pay your bills and also do so much more. Use the app for your Momo transactions and enjoy 100% bonus when you recharge using the Momo app. So go on, download the MTN Momo app now. Start transacting business with Flex at no data cost. So today on Leaderboard Series, we talk to Amandzeba Nat Brew. Amandzeba is a Ghanaian high life artist, an alumnus of the Christian Methodist Secondary School in Accra. Amandzeba he first became known as part of the band Nakorex, formed in 1992 when I was born. Yeah, I was a baby. With Akosia Japan and Rexoma, Amandzeba later got married to Akosia Japan, though they were subsequently divorced. Amandzeba is known in Ghana for his songs like Wogbejeke, off the album of the same name. Following the success of Wogbejeke, Nat Brew adopted the name Amandzeba, meaning tradition child or custom child. I have many questions around that today. It's Amandzeba. Okay, thanks for the correction. So Amandzeba, tradition child, custom child, to reflect his African roots. In January 2020, Amandzeba signed with US label Ja Michael Entertainment and announced the release of a new album and a collaboration with US rapper Michael Morgan to make a remix of Bejeke. Amandzeba was briefly hospitalized following a car accident in the same month. Back in May 2020, Amandzeba released a song honoring frontline workers during the COVID-19 pandemic. Just around the same time, we started YLeaderboard Series. He's not only a legendary high life musician, but a great traditionalist. And today, I believe a lot of our talks will enlighten people listening. It's one of the things I look forward to seeing today. He upholds Ghanaian culture and tradition, and this can be seen through everything he does, especially his music. So join me as we welcome Amandzeba to the YFM Studios for YLeaderboard Series. Good morning, sir, and welcome to the YLeaderboard Series.
Well, with a warm heart, I greet you back.
I love this now. My studio is never occupied by anybody. we were doing Leaderboard Series, but I'm sure you saw it for yourself. How the sales ladies were trooping in to come catch a glimpse of you. It is my first time actually seeing you in person.
So special.
Yeah, I know. Being a superstar this caliber comes with things like that. Personally, I'm starstruck because it's the first time I'm sitting with you. I've known you from afar. I've seen you perform on several stages, but to get the opportunity to actually sit with you like this is surreal. It's something every presenter in my shoe would want to experience. I'm very humbled. You're a very busy man. I'd like to say a big thank you and extend our profound gratitude for taking time off your busy schedule to spend time and tell us your story this morning. You look splendid as usual. I love the beats. Do they speak any particular language? Do they represent anything? Would you like to take us through that? Let's start off with that. Your outfit. What on you represents what? What are you saying with your outfit this morning?
I am a native son of the soil, you understand? So all the beads I wear are made from the soil, you understand? That represents my being and our being, our collective being, because of course, I mean, if we have to go by the scriptures, we know who were molded
from the soil.
So the more your feet is in touch with the ground and it is in consonance with what is happening underneath you, you feel that vibration and it climbs you up and then occupies your mind. So whatever you set out to do will have to respect the land. And what more can I wish to represent than myself? And myself being a son of the soil, being the son of the soil of Africa, Ghana, and wherever. So I believe that the reception that you have actually offered puts me in awe, because I'm also, flabbergasted in a sense, because for me to experience this kind of appreciation personally, I mean, it tells a lot. What we have always talked about in our lives is always centered on individuals.
That's true.
I have done so many of these interviews and stuff like that. I want us to converse frankly, because at the end of the day, my presentation or my rhetorics would actually be positively at variance with what academia thinks. They don't allow us, you see. Yes, I say that we must get educated. We must seek knowledge. But knowledge that has to be questioned by indigenous wisdom. Everything they manufacture, they send here, we accept.
We consume.
When we accept, then we proudly show it off and advertise it as if, look, what in the world will inform somebody to create artificial intelligence? If our education is going to lead us to the point where we are actually being anti-creators
of what is natural.
Of what is natural. Look, why would you think of creating something artificially to come and compete with something that is natural? Other than advancing the progress of
what's natural,
what's natural. Because out of all of these things came what we are seeing.
Out of nature.
No computer could be manufactured without the coltan in Congo So we have to be asking ourselves that, are we really getting educated or miseducated? Because at the end of the day, the very, very things that we have to glorify, that is our arts and culture, we just, relegate them. You understand? So at the end of the day, I want to see us as benefiting from the education that we acquire to better our lot. Because we're sitting down here, we're talking about music, and people think it's so intangible, it doesn't matter. But I can tell you, just look at the chords that some of these artists actually create, like the Cult of Jatawali, Stone Boy, all of them. So you have to know that what you are holding in your hand, if it falls into what you describe as music, then it means that it's not only for you. It was given to you to create, but then at the end of the day, why do we create and not put it in our rooms? We need to have audience who would really be affected and who would love. Some just love the rhythm, some would concentrate on the lyrics and stuff like that. But all I'm saying is that, what would you pick from the products that we churn on? Nobody is an angel.
Nobody.
So, even if the devil stands here today and advises me that, hey, Charlie, don't do this, don't do that, and I think it's right, I'll take it. Than the Christ who would never mention what I'm doing and will always be praying that he is the best. He will be counted among the best. But as simple people and ordinary people like us, we do the extraordinary thing. So, I mean, you could ask me some of the products that you're hearing, the songs that I sometimes, if you ask me how I got to that and how I did that, I can't explain.
Really put words to it, right?
I cannot explain. You understand? So, music is so powerful, and it drives culture. It drives tourism. It is at the center of everything. But please, just look around and tell me how it has as a subject for the academia and as a product for the music practitioner. What benefits does he derive, or does the academia derive from it, apart from just teaching you how to do your notations and then write manuscripts and then translate what other people have created? What else? We are supposed to let music drive everything that we do. So our consideration, our care for music must not be equated to anything, not even the oil in the ground or the gold in the ground. Because music is so intangible, it doesn't cause any havoc to the community or the environment.
And it doesn't deplete.
So I'm only saying that probably what you are doing philosophically is deeper than we think it is.
Yeah.
Because when you invite people to come, it is not easy to inspire people in this environment, because everything that you're seeing has marks of despondency.
That's true.
Everybody's giving up. So if I have to inspire someone must also inspire me.
That's true.
It's a cycle.
And it really matters where your inspiration comes from, because you are inspiring the masses. And so if you are inspired by the wrong thing...
Precisely the point.
I get it.
Precisely the point. So sometimes when we come and sit here and you say, oh, you the stars, I am not a star. I walk on the ground. I've told you that this symbolizes...
It's from the soil, it's from the ground.
From the ground. I have to have my feet fixed firmly on the ground.
Deeply rooted.
For me, you understand? There's an Ashanti proverb that I love so much. When you say, forgetting that Asankana is from the soil.
Yes.
Now we say then don't eat. Eat from.
It's called earthenware.
You understand? So I want us to look at ourselves as any project or any enterprise that we embark on must have the potential of drawing people, pulling people, making them listen and know why we are on earth. We are not here just to come and dance and sing, and here we are, then we are off. We are here to make a mark because others have made it. So if you just pass through, you are just like the wind. You are so intangible. We can feel you all right, but we can't see you. And see, so all I'm saying is that let's try as much as possible to make very good, create huge enterprises of every vocation that we find ourselves in. Understand? I mean, people go to school, yes. People come out, yes. Qualified, yes. You are put in a position to better the lot of Ghanaians. Maybe they give you Minister of Agriculture or Minister of Finance, and you've got all the accolades. I mean, the documentary accolades, Professor this, that, and then you are put in a position and you come and mess up. What do you think must be? Your degrees must be revoked first, because it means you didn't learn anything at school. Because when you learn economics, it means that I'm not an economist, but I'm saying that generally from the ordinary man's point of view, if you give the Makola woman an amount of money, I'm sure if she doesn't triple it, she will quadruple it. Get her profit. And so do you think that if this microcosm, I'm just using it as, as
a case, yeah.
Exactly. If this is, if it is possible and feasible at that level, why can't you build it up? Because you see, the women who took their children to school and got them educated never stepped into the classroom. So the woman who has seen the vision of educating a child, that woman and all these women that you call them and you give them awards and prizes, who must be honored?
It's them. The women who have...
Go to the Bukum, the one who is selling the kenke. Her grandmother sold kenke and looked after the children, and they became Dr. Kwote and this, that, this, and Professor this. Go and ask them where their roots are from. And go and ask them how they got, I mean, if your father doesn't send you to school, I mean, at a very tender age, it is not for you to realize the gravity of it when you grow up. You might not realize that at that tender age. So you can't force your father to take you to school. But if your father doesn't take you to school and you become a miscreant or whatever, not necessarily those who, I'm not saying that those who didn't go to school become miscreants, but there's that huge gap, opportunity there for you to meddle in things that normally will not, augur well for society. So all I'm saying is that let the education that we think we have acquired, that our illiterate mothers and fathers saw the need to educate us, because you see, that is the spirit of the African. If I don't have it, I'm supposed to.
The next person is supposed to have it.
So that, I mean, look, all that we're doing here, I love that song, K Sera Sera. Whatever will be, will be.
Yeah.
You understand? But the point is, we make it part of our consciousness that we are supposed to develop together. We are supposed to. The things on the ground, the gold they are digging and the oil they are pulling and the lithium that they found and they want to go and lease it and stuff like that. No, child, that resistance is going to come. He will shock you. They would not, because we have roots scattered all over. You understand? Those things that they are there for us. You are a shareholder. He's a shareholder. He's a shareholder. I'm a shareholder. So you can't tell me you take decisions without letting the shareholders know exactly what you're going to do.
That's true.
And if you want to exploit minerals that must be of benefit to
generations.
You don't think of building factories. Why do you think that these people can tell us suddenly to cut down on emissions? Because they have done it. They polluted and they're still polluting. The fight that is going on in Gaza, do you know what harm is doing to the environment? And you're sitting here, you're not talking. Every Ghanaian is behaving like an ostrich. Listen, the fumes, everything that is coming out of all the poisonous gases that they are, killing the Palestinians with, I'm telling you, the wind is blowing.
It's blowing.
We are sitting down here and coughing. Everybody, you pass here, somebody's coughing.
But there's something in the sky. That's what they say.
You think it's normal?
Yeah.
You understand? So I'm not seeing any activism. I mean, we're not saying that, look, Israeli lives matter and Palestinians' lives matter. We are not saying that, I mean, people should not defend themselves. But you see, self-determination and self-defense are not equal.
No.
If you're defending, maybe you're defending against, somebody coming to pick what's yours. If I'm self-determining, I am within my rights as humans or a group of people to accept the fact that we are building a state. So if somebody comes to perch beside you and is now trying to take over, it happened in South Africa. We resisted.
Yeah.
So I'm saying that, look, we are not saying we are praying for ceasefire in Gaza because the children and the women who are dying. So you have to be educated enough to understand this geopolitics. I mean, not necessarily going into deep,
You just have to make sure you're informed so you make the right decisions around you, so that when you're moving and taking a step, you know your step is informed. So you don't make steps as though you're not in this world. You don't have to alienate yourself in the midst of all that's happening. Every bit of it matters to us because, I mean, just like you rightfully said, if you don't want to have a conversation regarding what is happening in Gaza, the wind is blowing. It's going to affect you still. If you decide to say, okay, it's the government's stake to make a decision about lithium, it's ours. It's for our generation. And so every bit of what's happening around us matters. And I clearly get it. It's education. If you're educating yourself, if you're learning things, you should learn things that will impact.
I'm not hearing any conversation that relates to what you're saying. Now, the youth and everybody, not even the youth, even those of us who are way above, we are not talking about it.
Amandzeba, why do you think this is what it is? What is causing this? How did we get here?
I think, I think religion is hugely part of this, especially with the Christian community. They think what's going on between Palestinians and Israelis is the biblical days. You understand? So the Christians are much more aligned with the Israelis than they coming out objectively to criticize the government.
Because the Bible has said that
if you bless Israel,
land,
they say if you bless Israel, then you will also be blessed. Now,
so you think
what's this Kenyan, the present Kenyan leader's name? The Kenyan president said,
the new guy?
Yeah, the new guy. The Kenyan president said, I've always had his name because he's actually giving a ridiculous, rationalization of what is happening in Gaza, and it's funny. He says if you bless Israel, God will bless you. So it means that Africa must support Israel. As soon as he finished blessing Israel, he had floods in his country. So God blessed him with those floods that happened and killed a lot of people. You see, let's look at ourselves as human beings. Look, I am telling you, you cannot tell the difference between a Palestinian and an Israeli. That's right. That's right.
That's our guy.
That's right. That's right. Ruto.
Yes.
Yeah, Ruto. He's even called somewhere. You understand? So, if you have the crisis that we are faced with, 80% is premised on leadership. I'm telling you. You know what is happening in Burkina Faso?
Yeah.
I'm supposed to be there on the 29th. We're performing on the Jazz Waga. But the changes this young man has brought there is worth emulating, because they no longer import material to sew for their pupils in their schools and students. They grow cotton in their country.
Yep.
So why can't they make? So now they are wearing Burkinabe fabric to school. You think that hitherto,
and it's empowering the people.
If they were actually importing this quantum of cotton to sew a uniform for the kids, you know how much foreign money was going out there? Now they've saved that. And who thought that they could not even mine gold and whatever? They are mining gold.
Mining all that.
They are building refinery. And how long have we been digging gold from here?
So many years.
Where is the refinery? So, you see, they always do things subtly to incapacitate every generation. That political class that we find leading us most of the time are not supposed to be leading us. Because you see, if you're in your household, you make sure that all the arrangements, everybody is comfortable. You understand? But if you make it a point to concentrate wealth in a particular direction, in a particular space, listen, what you're doing is you're actually killing innovations. You're killing creativity. Because people will come to you and they want... Look, the ideas that some of these young guys have... this Zimbabwean who has manufactured that car that uses no fuel and no electronic device. Just the air. Is it not a wonder of the world?
It is.
And you know how many times there's been attempts on his life? About 3 times.
And that's because he's going to distort
his own brother will kill him. They will bribe an African will kill him. Education, I mean, I'm sure when we talk, we have to be specific. For instance, music education. Fisherman who is singing, Eba, 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 go there. Bring them, let them, help them to understand that, okay, you need, what you are playing is let's say the time signature is 4/4, is 3/4, is 6/8, is this. Let them understand it.
Let's document our own music.
That's all. You see?
I'm sorry to cut him, but I didn't know the direction of this interview would go this way, but I love it. I love the fact that you've mentioned this now. Some of us really loved music. I mean, I think generally I call myself a music pilgrim because I love music from all parts of the world, okay? I understand music the regular person will not understand. But then my challenge was not making it informal music. I still didn't, I mean, I still up to date. I'm unable to understand all these music key arrangements. But I know I understand music.
That's the point.
If you give me a piece of paper to write music in the formal style, I will fail.
You will struggle.
But if you allow me write it my own way, there's a way to go about it. There's a way I can communicate to the next person on how I think music should sound. And this is something we've dealt with for so many years.
Ali Farkaturi was in his farm. Was it Senegal or Gambia or Guinea, one of those places. He was on his farm when he was awarded the father of blues. You understand? I am only saying that let us by all means, educate ourselves wherever we find ourselves. But the point is that if you bring academia at the center of everything, I am telling you that we are bound to fail.
It shouldn't be the benchmark for...
No. Yes.
For innovation, shouldn't be the benchmark for
positives.
Success.
Yeah, there are positives in that arena. Yes, there are very, very good academics. I mean, who have their their very genuine understanding of how the economy must go. But the point is, if you are not a politician, the door is closed. Because politicians and politics is what is driving us as a nation and as a continent, I must say, because we our economies, well, though we might say ours is in dire state, there are others who are also not completely out of the woods yet. But what makes our case very pathetic is that we have everything, and yet the citizens have nothing. And the education that is meant also to make them be their own is all about 90% corporate directed. You see, the market forces are directing what we must learn at school.
The powers that be.
Yeah, the powers that be. And you see, if that is the case, then everybody wants to be educated, earn the degree, and go and fit in somewhere that is actually under the yoke of the market forces. So at the end of the day, we will have very educated people, but very little to show.
And we'll have a growing community.
Oh, Master, how do you grow when you mess up? Well, how do you grow when you mess up I mean, every aspect of your life? That you're basically hanging.
Yeah.
You understand? And then at the mercy of people who don't even deserve to lace your shoe. You understand?
Amandzeba, I want to find out. Okay, are these things you picked up in your journey through life and music, or these are things that have been with you since? If it's been with you since from the very early days, what form of resistance have you faced? Because obviously it's not mainstream. These are not conversations that these are not ideas that are mainstream. Have you had any form of resistance since you began living and preaching these values?
Yes. I don't have to pretend that we are in a utopian situation. No. As for perfection, anybody who will achieve that is probably more powerful than God. You understand? I used to be the second vice president of the Musicians Union of Ghana.
Yes.
And if you really want to see resistance and negative ideas and positive all mixed in a bag, that actually compounds the confusion. It is when you get entangled with societies and associations. I was sorry about that. I was the vice president of Ghana Music Rights Organization, GAMRO.
Yes.
And still you could feel the same elements. And when the negatives outweigh the positives, that's where you could see the inflammation of passions and minds. So you never achieve anything. If you would, it would be very minimal. Because at the end of the day, artists work, they earn royalties. When they are going to take their own entitlements,
it becomes an issue.
It becomes an issue. I mean, the artist will be standing outside an office, no shade, nothing. And before I became a member of GAMRO, when I became a member of the Copyright Society of Ghana, it used to be that COSGA.
Yeah.
And when we were going to take our checks, they call us to the office, but majority of my people outside there in the sun. So when I got the opportunity to be the vice president of GAMRO, so the first thing we would do for our people would be just
build a shed,
put seeds. I mean, these are practitioners, music practitioners, cultural practitioners who have earned their own money. And somebody is sitting there writing checks and even throwing at them. Everything in this country is turned upside down. The one who must be respected is disrespected. So if you don't get all of these things right, the soul of the nation is crooked. If we want to maintain that respectable equilibrium, we need to at least everybody's little good, when put together, will be a mighty good. So, yes, it is difficult for people. That is the reason why you will find so many people trying to push themselves into the field of politics. So if we do not, mentally and physically resist all of these anomalies that are very inimical to our growth, Masa, we go talk this room hours upon end. But the point is, we will have to actualize all of these thoughts. How do we get it right? For people to, how are the Nigerians getting it right?
That was the question I was going to get to.
How are they getting it right? Because they are synergizing. Here, the time that realization will hit us, it will not be too late, but it will be very late. And then you realize that people had actually gone. All of the things that are happening in the music arena is meant to please a certain world, the real Western world. But little did they know that Nigeria is also a huge force.
Yeah.
What can you do in the international arena that does not have the presence of a Nigerian artist? It is not rocket science. It is not magic. It is that they feel they go out there, sell themselves as Africans.
Yeah.
We go out there, for instance, the Gadamgun community will invite you, the Fanti Association will invite you, and when you're going to sell a program like that, it is within that space that the program is sold. You live in a civilized world where you have all these computers. You cannot sell your program as an international program. It's a huge failure collectively on us. The whole national psyche is warped. So everybody, look, all of us are trying to survive individually. That's what we're doing. Let me ask you, the exchange programs that you've been carrying out, maybe Deutsche Welle will bring you a program.
Yeah.
BBC will bring you a program. Listen, how many of them do you exchange programs with? They dump their programs on us. We have no choice.
Ours can cross over. They don't have platforms for us over there.
Look at this brilliant man from Osu,
the
Dr.
artist?
Omabo. No.
Okay.
The one who designs the robot for the National Aeronautics Space Agency, NASA.
In the US.
In the US. You think we don't have such many people dotted around?
Dr. Mensah.
He died. I said we should probe his death. Who knows? When personalities like that die, there must be a whole huge inquisition.
But who is even going to do that?
But you see, then it means you are not there for the country, you are there for yourself. Because if this man was doing the fastest fiber optics, right? He came here, he said, which authority on this land does not know him? So, are you telling me that we are always going to be said, oh, they are brilliant. Oh, Kofi Annan was such a brilliant diplomat. Hey, no, he's gone. Dr. Mensah was, he's gone. You are waiting and waiting. Do you know that, this Nigerian who is behind Bill Gates, the Microsoft guy, if he had a little Ofliskin, he would have been, he would have been the guy.
Yeah,
He would have been
the main guy.
You see, the sort of education we're having is not helping us. It's not making people realize their talents early enough. Look, when music is the cheapest commodity in Ghana now, because you see, everywhere, everything, you need to employ this magical thing called music. Politicians are competing for positions, for presidency, for whatever. Music.
You come back to music.
I mean,
celebration. It's music.
There's an outdooring, music.
Yeah, there's a funeral.
There's a funeral, music. In church.
Service, music.
Yesterday I chanced upon a very, very funny musical clip. I think it was a TikTok that had what's his name? Brother Sammy thing, and he was doing praise and worship in Arabic. Somebody said you should stop what he's doing. You understand? So there's music everywhere. Music is such a powerful tool. It's so pervasive. You cannot afford not to use it positively. You see, so where are we going? Listen, I am telling you, if I were a president and I want to choose a minister, you will have to first come out with a cultural policy, a document. I have to go through. I have to know that you are a true Ghanaian.
Yes,
you are in tune
with the culture.
That's it. Because you see, our culture is our way of life, and so for you to determine who actually lives and has our way of life is by examining and letting him know that, hey, are you in touch with your people in Sisala or in Zima or Aflao? What is happening there? And then, our culture, people don't know. Agriculture is deep in our culture.
It is our culture.
Agriculture is deep in our culture. Because first, we got to know that we have to be fed. And so, to be able to feed, that time, the white man was not here with his tractor and everything, but we were growing food. You understand? So, if you are not in tune with your culture, your people will be hungry, because the man himself doesn't know that, first of all, the people will have to survive before they live their own way of life. If we're having such conversations on the radio and actually, injecting this kind of energy and activism in something, look, the policymakers will think twice. When people say, oh, we are not angry enough, it's not, I don't, buy into that. It's not anger that we have to multiply. It's the will, the determination to ask questions, to hold people accountable. That is how we're going to do it. Anger will result, we are already angry. People are hungry, so they are angry naturally. So if we need to make them see how, excuse me to say, intelligent some of us, the ordinary people, are, they will never cease disrespecting us. Why do we have to live in the midst of plenty and have our pockets empty? Why? And you see, the what is so pathetic is how we are actually descending into the abyss of, economic hardship. We have the people here, we have the professors, we have them. They know how to balance the budget. They know. They really know how to make things happen. But you see, you can have all the qualifications that you want.
It comes back to
But
the main point.
the reality, when you come there, when you get into that office, you either follow the status quo, maintain it, or probably improve upon it. You will actually, we used to have ghost names. They were 300,000 years, but we've reduced it.
I think there was a finding a couple of days ago on that as well.
We've reduced it to this. What are you talking about? So you mean the ghosts exist? And so if you've not cleared it off, you've not just
it means
annihilated
we still have a few ghosts hanging around.
You still want to have ghosts?
Very unfortunate.
You see. But the point is that they will tell us this because they think the level of our consciousness, they have actually placed a cap on it. So we don't go beyond that. So we can't talk like them. We can't think better than them. That's not the case. We have a lot of thinkers who are thinking probably out of the box, and we need to go under the box too, and then think around it, because there's a lot that is inhibiting our growth. And to be honest with you, as to the youth, you're so pathetic, because you see, can you imagine a situation where all the resources are gone? Maybe we'll have them in 60 years or 30 years or 50 years. When they have gone, when we have gone long time, and then you are coming to face. You see, that's the reason why the activism in not their politics. No. As for these politicians, they can kill their mother for power. I'm telling you, if you want to be a true politician in Africa, West Africa, and Ghana, a true one that has less patriotism in him or her will kill anybody for power. And so the earlier we got an understanding of this, the better. It's so well.
Let me say, you have had this revelation and acquired this much knowledge on the realities on the ground for this long. I also believe a part of causing change is stepping into the shoes of leadership. Okay, you've been in the music scene for so many years. Have you at any point been approached to occupy a leadership seat beyond your time with Gamro, and then
and the vice president of the musicians.
Exactly. Have you had the opportunity to branch into something political, which through which you, in a way, could have sort of like applied these changes you speak of, a better opportunity or a better position to apply more of all this knowledge you've acquired? Have you ever had that chance? If you haven't had the chance, you have plans of getting into this space at some point to cause the changes you speak of?
I have friends and colleagues in high and low places, and I can tell you that should I ever embark on a journey that smacks of politics, it goes against my personal philosophy. But the point is, that is not the reason why. I've been so active in many ways that people out of politics don't. Listen, I was actually, now that he's gone, I can say it confidently. Arthur Mills was my first uncle, because he and my father are first
cousins. Okay.
Arthur Mills's mother is my father's mother's sister. So you have to know that it's very direct. We had the Dawson Amoras, the Bruce, and the Duncans and all that. But it was at that time that I was approached to be a deputy minister of culture. It was so.
Tell us why.
I practice a profession that I am telling you, it's so thorny. It's so dangerous. For instance, if I'm a deputy, then the programs are coming. Are you telling me that my position as a deputy minister should tie my legs and my hands not to go and jump on the stage and do my own thing?
I mean, you can still combine it.
Yes, but...
And put somebody else in position to do
Yes,
the job.
but... You are provided your tractor as a farmer, your land, everything that you are needed on the farm. And woe betide to you if they come around and a child is loitering around not in school. It's a huge problem for you. So you can imagine, look, the Ghanaian, I met some Ghanaian teachers and they said, look, this place is our heaven. But Libyans don't travel abroad.
Because they have it there.
So, you see, when people are migrating, it's not because they just want to migrate, though. If you provide what they need,
if you provide the greener pastures here,
why do you think that the cow will go somewhere else and eat grass if it abounds around where he lives? You see, so all and then West Africa, Cote d'Ivoire, Nigeria. I've been to Ethiopia. Yes,
beautiful country.
I went to Israel, and
I've been to Rwanda.
That is where I want to. That is where I want to. I've been to South Africa. I've been to Kenya. Okay, I made a stopover at the airport and stuff. But I am this time onwards. What I'm doing is that I am actually taking high life outside. I am taking high life to Asia. I've been saying this for the past 4 years, but it looks like you invest. There's some people who invest in them. I discussed it with Dan Markin before he passed, Dr. Dan Markin. Yeah, that he built a truck.
Yeah,
that is like a stage that we could perform anywhere that we don't have access to.
Mobile stage. You just drive and then.
He had brilliant ideas. So I told him that, listen, we are going to use a truck like this to tour West Africa. When we're finished, we're going to the southern part of Africa. So that subsequently East Africa, and then we go to the Maghreb. Yeah. We go to the north. And then descend. And the man was full of ideas because he thought it was crazy, and And I told him that when we finish, we're not taking the truck, but we'll fly to Asia. You have Singapore, you have Malaysia, you have Hong Kong, you have even mainland China, you have everywhere. You think our over-concentration on America and Europe, I think it's grown stale. No, it's stale. There's no enthusiasm there. It's stale. When people are going to perform in UK, Italy, France, New York, and look. Go to the places that hitherto never heard of what is even called high life. But the tourism that we're talking about, it's not for you to build hotels. You push your people to go and sell what they have. Look, right now, if you go out there, a few of the young guys are trying to do high life and stuff like that. I think the King Palutas and all those guys. Yes, of course. But all I'm saying is that they are just in the minority. Most of the guys who are coming, look, we are not saying do high life like it was before. Yes. Let's be informed of what is going on around the world, the tones that they like. But it doesn't mean you have to change your basic structure.
That's true.
Of the music. Because we are so unique, we sing in a certain way. So when you attempt to brothelize it becomes a little bit, it sounds queer. You understand? Like, this is how we sing. Israel small one on the egg. What did she go? I go me. I go. I go. So this is us. But if you go and stand there, you're singing like now everybody wants to sound like Nigeria. I just don't even, and we can capture all of these beautiful things
and put it in our music and still keep the original track, constant. It brings me to, I think that would be my before the last question.
Yeah.
How do you think we ended up? I was going to ask you if you think we've preserved High Life, but clearly from what you're saying, we haven't really done good to it. But how did you think we got here in our preservation journey of High Life? Where did we get it wrong? Where in our journey of preserving High Life music do you think we went wrong? What has caused the poor preservation of High Life as a music genre? Because I say this, you see a lot of great young artists who sit here, they have songs, and when we listen, we know it's High Life. This is pure High Life.
Yeah.
But they can't even put the tags High Life to it because it's been brothalized. Not the lyrics, not the arrangements, but then the tag on it has been brothalized. They give it different genres. Meanwhile, it is purely High Life music. How do you think we got here?
But quickly, let me actually maybe bring out my theory about High Life music, how it came about.
Tell us.
If it is called High Life, what was it called when it was not High Life? It means the life was low. So until the Usode and the Malugo and things that we were playing at that level, until we incorporated the Western kind of instruments, and then it gained admission into the ballroom, that's when it progressed from low life to High Life. Because Ramblers, the Agbajas, they were playing their saxophones, they were playing. Sort of tool. So not much attention was when the Francophones, when the Congos, the Syrians were playing their sukus, and because they had actually borrowed High Life but added their style to it. When they were really treating it as commodities that could fetch the money. I just, when somebody is having an outdoor and says, oh, please come and play some 2 songs, and then before they will go and sit at the palm wine joint, and then we never ever valued music, and I think that to a large extent it has affected us. That's the reason why our preservation attempts and stuff like that have failed, because you see, you don't need much to preserve High Life. We need the airwaves. So like today, there has to be a segment of about 2 hours
of
High Life music. So the other stations, it will dawn on people. Look, how come when I go to places, they are actually asking for Mara, Joe, young people, they like it. But the point is, we have no. So my event center, my wife and I own an event center, the Spintex. Look, I am actually going to turn it into a Hall of Fame. Yeah, I owe it to them, because they have.
You owe it to the culture, right?
Yes, the culture and most of the personalities too. Like the CK Mans, the Nitashi, the Kakekus, the King Bruce, the Ramblers, George Dako, and Lidodo, and all of those guys, even those who are alive. You understand? Because look, the worst thing that we can do to ourselves is really not to appreciate what we have. I mean, storage is important. I mean, Hall of Fames are important. Hear all this classic, all of these beautiful tunes that people composed. That's what now. The originator of Yamponsa, which became even the ground for High Life to flourish. Where is he? Well, look around. Where is he? Nowhere. Ekosam. His photograph must be somewhere.
Somebody must be telling the story too.
Somebody must be telling the story. And so, where in our cultural and tourism dispensations you see,
elements of these. It's all missing.
Because they are not. You see, you have to show from a certain point and come from the Ekosam to Kakeku and all that, come and land on Kwame Eugene and all of that.
So it makes sense to whoever is learning and trying to appreciate.
So that the shows that you put up, sometimes I feel so insulted when I see some of the shows, because you are focused on just one particular generation. If there is Afro, whatever, Jella, whatever, put every aspect of Ghanaian music on the stage. Go from Adem Kumo, so dead and come and arrive at your Afro beats. Just don't concentrate on Afro beats and go and stand on stage and then play, and everybody has come into the country
I think
not knowing.
To help for an event like Afrochella, which is now Afrofuture, I think, and I stand to be corrected, I think the very first one had Daddy Lumba on it. I think there were other people. But I understand you. We need to do more.
Yeah.
We need to do more.
Daddy Lumba represents an aspect of...
Exactly, but there are days before him.
Days before him. And even...
There's the Motelas. Yeah.
I don't go talk again. I don't go talk again. You've made me speak. I don't go talk again. Listeners and viewers, Charlie, I would have borrowed this. Maybe my Crusoe.
No, but it's clear. You see, also one part of our preservation culture. I mean, I've been around the world too, and I've seen how they preserve the original music of the people. Sambas and the rest are redone.
Go to Mali, go to Senegal, go to Guinea.
I listen to Big Kidude. I listen to Yuson Dor. I listen to all these people, and you know the fine thing about their music, and I say this to help all of us, they propagate the music into different styles but keep it original, and so collaboration matters. And so some big artist is coming back to Amandzeba to say, you know what, let's rework
DJ
Awadi. Do you get these things?
DJ Awadi is a rap artist, but listen to his style of rap. Check the instrumentation, check the things that he played.
Burna Boys and the rest are all yes, picking music. But I'm asking you this. I mean, it's a question I asked Uncle Ben, when he came through. Do you welcome such collaborations? Have you had people approach you? What are the systems like? If I want to redo an Amandzeba song, if I want to do a collaboration, because I do have friends in the business who are also quite kind and new.
All you need,
who want to do these things.
All you need is to put in a phone call. You understand? If I'm okay with it, bingo.
What makes you okay with it? Do you look at the caliber of artists? Do you look at the kind of change they want to apply to your song?
Exactly. Okay. If it is not a little bit tasteful, you know, I'll probably, you know, it's my moral right to complain about something but we still can work it out, because we can remold it. We can build up. Listen, I don't find any musical note as useless, even though alone can make a song. You are just playing your do and then you know, just building around it. So I don't discard any of them. Just a line that will come in your thoughts could build up a huge. Most of the time, when I sing, I speak at the same time. So it becomes a bit unique. It's a bit different from the one who is actually doing the melody. You understand? When you say Wagbajeke, you've spoken. When I'm actually, you know.
There's a song by one of my favorite musicians in Ghana, Stone Boy.
Yeah.
Which bears the same title as your song. Exactly. Have you met him? Have you guys had a conversation about this?
No. I think he drew that inspiration from me. I thought that ideally he could have, you know, called say uncle. But hey, look,
is it beautiful? Does it still make you feel good when
that's what I'm saying? Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I mean, I sang about Dede, and I'm hearing him doing something too about Dede. So I think that maybe unconsciously he gets inspired by me. You know,
but for someone like him, looking at where we sit as a nation trying to preserve our culture, he sings in Ever. He embodies the music we do. What's your
the raga and the patois and stuff like that. I, for one, will not want to replace. See, language speaks a lot, and so if I no, they did this track recently. Chroma, it's guitar band, beautiful. Do you have it here?
Yeah, we have it. So it's Abonting is I think it's R2Bs.
R2Bs.
Yes, R2Bs.
And
I think Small God is on it.
Wake, this guy is even
Black Sheriff.
Black Sheriff.
Black Sheriff is on there as well.
The other guy.
My days.
The fair colored one.
Hi, Mr. DJ. Come around, Mr. DJ.
Shall
Yeah. Oh, beautiful sound.
I brought you some new tracks.
Yes. We're gonna wrap up. No, we're wrapping up with that. But I'm really enjoying the conversation. It's very unfortunate.
Listen.
Will you come back?
I am.
Will you come back?
Definitely.
Are you making a promise to my listeners?
Yeah. Yes. Listen. The atmosphere here calls for conversation. I am telling you. I mean, with my coconut water, with you sitting and asking all the. I mean, no, seriously.
I love the atmosphere.
No, seriously, I will come back.
Okay.
I'm sure as soon as I come back from Burkina, we'll draw some plans because I have.
If you're even busy, I mean, I love the idea behind remolding the event center to a Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
When that is ready, let the team call me. I don't mind coming over to document that.
Whoa.
We can have a conversation from there. It will be a special one. I can spend 2 hours with you there.
So you are promising your listeners?
It's a promise. You see, initially I was supposed to make him promise me he's going to come back. But now I'm promising. Yeah, but I'm going to send my listeners to a place. Let's have a live, conversation from there. It's something I want to be a part of. It's us telling our story, preserving the story. And I say this, I want us to wrap things up by adding this opinion. Once again, I've seen music economies around the world, and you either tell your story or someone will tell the story and misquote certain things in there. They will keep certain aspects of your history out because it doesn't favor them. But then we as a nation and as a people should tell our own story. Our musicians should tell the story, the producers tell their story, the presenters, radio stations. I love the fact that you said that we haven't tapped a lot of things we tap on yet, but I tell you what, a station like YFM is ready for that. We don't support propaganda. Okay, we can use that same energy and time to promote what people don't know, to tell the story.
That's right.
So that the 16-year-old will know where our music comes from.
That's right.
I grew up on music made by people like you. I grew up listening to High Life. I grew up listening to Hip Life. I grew with Hip Life.
That's right.
And so when I get connected to these things, it brings me into shape to understand where I'm from.
That's right.
So I am able to plan where I want to go.
That's right.
When I meet other people from other parts of the world, I know who I am because I know where my music is from. These things are not being done, but a station like YFM will always stand its ground and promote what is ours. And so people like we appreciate.
You have to be applauded. I mean, you have to be applauded. No, seriously.
That's what we do.
Because especially
Ganj. Yes.
I come across young men like you having the passion to make things happen. You understand? So I don't see the reason why you must not be encouraged and awarded and rewarded. No. If I had an award scheme, because you see, people get sick and tired of this kind of what do you call it, one-way format of handling things. But
that's true.
If you want to elicit information from people, you just relax. You know, when you come and say, "Hey, where did you go last night?" You just sit and say, "Hey, Charlie, I didn't see you last night, though." Exactly. But I say,
guys, it's new music. So, guys, wrapping up the show with new music from Amandzeba. Before we do that, this part of my work is something I can't do without. So, the biggest night in Ghana music is finally here. Jubilee edition of the Telecel Ghana Music Awards. We're celebrating culture, music, and the people. Now, it's happening on the 1st of June at the Grand Arena Conference Center. Don't miss this. Be an early bird and grab your ticket for 500 Ghana cedis. Dial *713 *33 *25# or call the hotline 0501 288 520 to get your ticket. Okay, it's brought to you by Sparred by Charterhouse, supported by Guinness Ghana, Captain Morgan, Close Up, TV3, British Council, YFM, and sponsored by Telecel Connecting Energies. Also, our soccer bet is also giving us opportunity to win even when we're losing. So when you bet 10 plus matches that are 1.3 odds or higher, you lose one game, they still reward you 3 times your stake. T's and C's do apply. HD Plus is sending us into a new dispensation of TV. They're going free to air. Now, all they are saying is that make sure you look out for the software updates. Once it happens, do update your platform and get the new free to air. They have a period from now till the 20th of June. Make sure you get support from them. Claim your returns in case you paid the subscription when it ended on the 16th of April. If you paid in advance, call them on 0242 439 872 to get your returns. Before you do that, make sure you get a valid ID and an active mobile money number to get your claims right. And so this is where we're wrapping up the show today. YLeaderboardSeries, my guest Amandzeba, want us to talk about his new music. Brief introduction.
And I happen to be the board chair of Telecel.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, Ghana Music.
And so we're seeing you there on the 1st. Great things. I mean, it warms my heart to know people like you are on there.
I'll be returning on the 1st from Burkina, but I'll get here before.
You'll definitely be there. Yeah. I'm sure we're going to meet there.
Oh,
because the team will be there.
Wow.
My new uncle. I'll come and say hi to my new uncle. I'm going to be by you. You know, whoever's sitting next to you has to get up so that me too, I'll sit there and then sit by you. Let's talk about the new sounds, though. What's the inspiration behind the new ones before we play it? Tell us a little bit about it so we wrap up.
My main mission is to tell the high life story because it hasn't been told, like you said. And it doesn't have to be his story. It has to be our story. And so the way we understand high life and the way we push it. I mean, it's the usual, unusual things about Amandzeba. So you can actually, listen to it. It's mind-boggling.
All right. So we're wrapping up the show with that. That was the title, though.
Mingbo. Is it the first track?
I think, yeah. Yes. I Won't Die, right?
Yeah, Mingbo Muru.
Yes.
It's a love story.
Okay. So this will be the first time it's being played anywhere on Wi-Fi, right?
Exactly.
Okay. All right, so it's a brand new...
All the tracks that you're hearing.
Yes, so we're going to play that to wrap up with it, but we're gone. What you're hearing
I'll
is
send you the
us.
master copies.
No problem. We'll put it in our playlist and have it play. Up next is Shout on Why, the team coming through, taking all your shouts, requests, and dedications. MX24 Crocs It Out tour is back this year and even more exciting. So we've already made stops at high schools across the country with more to come each month until October 2024. Now, our message is simple. Set a reminder, get screened, and Crocs It Out. We're crossing out the risk, fear, stigma tied to breast cancer. We're coming to a high school near you to impact inspire and raise awareness amongst our young ladies. Look out for impactful pep talks, educative sessions, breast cancer awareness, exciting performances for some of your favorite artists. For further inquiries and partnership, sponsorship, kindly reach out to us on 0592 292 746 or visit mx24app/croxitout.com, and make sure you play on the Megapix jackpot powered by Betway. The picks you want are on their bet as many as possible. Increase the stake to up to 2 million Ghana cedis. Exclusive Betway only. Bet the responsible way. T's and C's do apply. This is music by Amandzeba, Nat Bro.
Oh gosh, I love you with all my heart. If you like, I go give my kidneys, take them out. But if I wake up in the midnight, still clutching onto my
YTV, yearn for more.